The collapse of cryptocurrency exchange FTX.
FTX filed for bankruptcy along with 130 of its related entities.
This is the story of Sam Bankman-Fried, the crypto billionaire who lost everything, and FTX, the second largest crypto exchange in the world that went bankrupt within a week. To fully understand what's happening here, we need to go all the way back to the beginning, 1992. Sam was born on the campus of Stanford University in Santa Clara, California, and lived there with his parents, who were both professors at Stanford Law School. They instilled a utilitarian mindset into him and his brother at a young age, encouraging them to think about what actions they can take to benefit the majority rather than themselves. This motivated Sam to make as much money as possible, so he could then give it away. At least that's what he said he would do. Once he graduated high school, he went to MIT to study physics. And during his junior year, Sam got an internship at Jane Street Capital, a proprietary trading firm that traded international ETFs. He would go on to get a full-time job there once he graduated and continued to work there until 2017. In September of that year, he moved to Berkeley and began working at the Center for Effective Altruism. But that was short-lived because within a few months he quit and founded a quantitative trading firm called Alemeda Research. And this is where he made his first big break. As Bitcoin began blowing up in 2018, Sam noticed that the price of Bitcoin in the US was different from the price of Bitcoin in Japan, which means he could make a profit off that difference. Because if Bitcoin was trading at $10,000 on the US exchange and $11,000 on the Japanese exchange, then all you have to do is buy it on the US exchange and then sell it on the Japanese exchange for $1,000 profit. But Sam was doing this at a bigger scale, a much bigger scale. His company ended up making $20 million using this arbitrage method. But this was just the beginning. In April of 2019, Sam founded FTX, a cryptocurrency exchange. He felt like the other exchanges had flaws that were losing them hundreds of millions of dollars a year. So him and his ex-coworkers moved to the Bahamas and sought to provide a platform that solved these problems. And well, it worked. Within 2 years, FTX was valued at $32 billion and was averaging $10 billion a day in trading volume. They began showing up everywhere on commercials, stadiums, podcasts, and videos. And big names like Larry David, Naomi Osaka, Tom Brady, Gisele Bundchen, and Stephen Curry all had brand deals with the company. Even Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary was in on it. And Sam himself became an icon to the crypto world. At his peak, he was worth $26 billion and showed up on the covers of Forbes and Fortune, being called the next Warren Buffett, but nobody saw what was coming. As 2022 began, inflation rates rose, the economy took a severe hit, and Bitcoin's price had dropped more than 60%. Crypto exchange Celsius went bankrupt, and Voyager Digital was on the verge of it, but not before Sam could do something about it. Alemeda owned 9.5% of Voyager, and when things weren't looking good, they lent the exchange $75 million. But it didn't work. Voyager Digital went bankrupt, and as Alemeda continued to make bad investments like this, they started running out of money. So Sam took $4 billion worth of FTX consumer funds and put it into Alemeda, which was completely illegal. But on Twitter, he was telling a different story, and this created suspicion for people tracking the activity of FTX's crypto wallet. To make matters worse, Sam was using FTX's native token, FTT, to make all these trades, which was essentially a currency printed out of thin air. All this hidden information began coming to light on November 2nd, when CoinDesk released an article about how the majority of Alemeda's $14.6 billion worth of assets were in FTT. And this is where the founder of Binance comes into play. Commonly known as CZ, he used to own 20% of FTX when it was first founded, but once it blew up, Sam bought back CZ's shares for $2 billion worth of FTT. Later though, Sam began lobbying behind CZ's back for a licensing system in decentralized finance that would help FTX and hurt Binance. So on November 6th, CZ tweeted out that Binance would be liquidating their $2.1 billion worth of FTT tokens, which caused the price to substantially drop. In hopes to raise the price back up, Sam tried soothing FTX's panicked customers, but it didn't work. FTT's price collapsed 80% over the next 2 days, and $6 billion worth of crypto was withdrawn from the platform within 72 hours. Now, for most exchanges, this shouldn't be a problem, because they should have the liquidity to back these trades. But for FTX, it was a different story. They didn't have the funds to pay out all these withdrawals, because all their money was in Alemeda Research. So with nowhere else to run, Sam asked CZ for help, and an agreement was made for Binance to buy FTX. But within 2 days of this settlement, Binance backed out of the deal, saying that FTX was a way bigger financial burden than they expected. And investigations by the US Justice Department further incentivized Binance to have no part in this. Since the company had no liquidity, they stopped all withdrawals, and on November 11th, Sam resigns, FTX and Alemeda filed for bankruptcy, and over $150 billion is wiped from the crypto market. News also came out that $1 billion worth of customer funds that was transferred to Alemeda has just disappeared, and another $600 million worth of crypto was quote-unquote hacked from FTX. Many users reported that their account balances read zero, but Sam is now worth less than that. Reports say he's lost all his wealth and now has more debt than equity in his investments. Vox also just released an article on a text message thread between their reporter Kelsey Piper and Sam, where he admitted that his beliefs towards crypto regulation and being ethical were just PR stunts. He also says he regrets filing for bankruptcy due to peer pressure because he believes that he could have fixed 70% of the problem. This all might be true, but it doesn't matter because Sam's lost everyone's trust and hurt the entire crypto community. This story just proves the riskiness of crypto, which is a lot of uncharted territory that can easily be exploited. During a bull run, when everything is going up, nobody bats an eye. But when a bear market comes around, everything hidden comes to light. As Warren Buffett famously said, only when the tide goes out do you discover who's been swimming naked, which now rings true more than ever. And I guess Larry David was right.
Like I was saying, it's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
Yeah, I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never.
If you want to hear other crazy stories like how this guy went from rags to riches in just 6 years, click here. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.